Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole's Needlework. My name is Nicole and this is a podcast about stitching and that's about it. I have been completely obsessed with my stitching lately. There's no knitting, so sorry to those who come here to see knitting. Today is May 9th and it's right around 7 a.m. I have to take my son to the orthodontist today, so I'm going to work a little late. So I thought I'd try and do a quick podcast before I have to get him in the shower and get going. I went up to Stitch and Frame this weekend and picked up my framing. So, sorry for the glare. This is All Creatures, Great and Small. And it's 40 count vintage country mocha. For country mocha with anchor threads. Sorry if you couldn't hear that, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. So that's that one, and then I also picked up Sarah Woodham by Shakespeare's Peddler, and this is 40 count vintage pearl barley lakeside linens using silk threads. So there's Belsois, Gloriana, and I believe Threadgather silks. So very happy with how these turn out. They did a really nice job. I dropped off Isabella Fox while I was up there, and I got a quote for my garden club series, so that one will be after Isabella. So Stitch Mania. I started out pretty good. My first start was gonna be Sarah Redfern, and I did that days 1 and 2. And this is Sarah Redfern by the Scarlet House. Oops. It'd help to show you the right. Adjust my lighting a little bit. I didn't want too much glare on that. So this is 40 count vintage exemplar by Lakeside Linens. I'm using silk threads 1/2. So I got a good start on that, and there's the picture again. And there's the threads. And I switched out Shepherd's Pasture for this Dinky Dyes Blue Ice. And instead of Belsois Chocolat, I'm doing Tortoiseshell, which is a darker green. So then days 3 and 4, I was going to work on Martha Pudsey, and I got a little bit done. And mainly I worked on these flowers on the border here, both sides. And this is 40 count vintage Meadow Rue by Lakeside Linens. So there's the whole thing. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. And while I was at Stitch and Frame, I got some more red needle pointing silk. I had to rip out part of the border because it didn't match at first, so I wanted to make sure I had enough. These are all the pretty silks for that. So then days 3 and 5, so that was 3 and 4. Well, day 4, I got some linen in the mail. For the people that follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this. When I was at Stitch and Frame dropping off my pieces to get framed, I noticed they had a cut of 36 count doubloon, and it got me thinking that maybe I'd like to try his eyes on the sparrow on the 36 count doubloon. So I thought about it and finally I searched online, and Stitch and Frog had a cut, and it was on sale, so I went for it, and I ordered the 36 count doubloon. So I don't have to say I'm crazy, because we all know it. And I got that started on day 4 when I was supposed to be working on Martha Pudsey, so oh well. So I've stitched this sheep 3 times now. I should know it by heart, right? But anyway, I'm liking it. I love the 36 count. I like the looser weave. So I'm not starting again. And these are the Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works. And while I was at Stitch and Frame, I went ahead and got some more Oscar, Weeks Dye Works Oscar and Gentle Arts Country Redwood, because that's what's used in the border. Just to make sure I had enough. So I actually worked on this days 4, 5, and 6. And days 5 and 6, I was supposed to start Anne Rayner and then work on this next. So on May 7th, I decided to start Anne Rayner. And I'm using, Anne Rayner is by Threads Through Time. And I'm using Paulette's from Plum Street Samplers conversion. And I'm using 40 count Vintage Light Exemplar by Lakeside Linens. And there's my little start. I just got to start on the border there, bottom border. So, very pretty, very happy with this. And I'm having a little dilemma with Stitch Maynia, because I keep starting these and I don't want to stop working on them. So that's my only problem with Stitch Maynia. I'm like, oh, I'm having so much fun with this. But I think it will be nice to have them started, and then I can just pick them up and start working on them whenever I feel like it. But these are all the silk threads, mainly Belle Soie and needlepoint ink silks. And there's one, I think, one Gloriana here. It also, she also used a couple other threads that I didn't have and I couldn't find at Stitch and Frame, so I just substituted needlepoint ink. One I could order on 123 Stitch, but it's not that big a deal to substitute. But that conversion can be found on the Plum Street Sampler blog, and I will post a link to it down below. So that was, that was 7 and 8. Today is May 9th, and I'm supposed to start Smith Sampler today. So I have that in my bag. There's the threads again, Scarlet House. I haven't cut the linen or anything, so I need to do that today. And put the threads in FlossTube bags. Someone asked how I store my silk threads. And these are all my needlepoint ink silks. And I have them in FlossTube bags. So this is just an IKEA box, and I have some cardboard in the middle separating them. So that's it. And This one actually, the cat knocked it over, so I gotta organize this again. These are my belle soie, and I've been stitching with silks for about 10 years, so I've built up a pretty good collection of them. So let's see, 9, 10, and then I was gonna work on Love Never Fails, my whip, and then start Mary Lindley. So, and I got the silks for those ready to go. So I believe that's it. Just a short video. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I did get just a little on Stash Unload. I found this Scarlet letter chart. Mary Gale, love this one. So this is going to be a stitch soon, not soon, but definitely on my to stitch list. And then stitch and frame. I've never stitched with sand Pictures Plus, so I just got a fat 1/8 of that at Stitch and Frame. That was pretty good because I was spending quite a bit on framing, so not much left over for stash, but that's okay because I have plenty. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will do another update probably next week. Talk to you later. Bye.